Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Nadia and this is Patience and Patience, where I talk about motherhood, nursing, being the wife of a medical resident, life, and basically anything else that I want to talk about. In today's video, I am going to do my self-care routine with you on camera. If you want to see what I do to get my skin looking radiant, that's a lie. This video is for you. Stick around. So today is going to be a very different video from what I generally do. I actually might make this something that I do on rotation every Friday, although today is Sunday. I have basically stopped taking care of my skin the way that I used to. And there's a number of reasons for that. Number one, I used to have a wonderful esthetician that actually is my cousin's wife, who I would call about once a month or every 2 months, and she would do a wonderful facial for me and microdermabrasion and all of that, and I would always look super radiant with really tight skin and all that jazz. Unfortunately, she's in California and I'm in Ohio, so there goes that. Reason number two, I just think that like when you're a stay-at-home mom and you're just like at home, like you wake up in the same place every day, and that is the place that you work, and you're cooking and cleaning and changing diapers and picking up and dropping off and doing all of that fun stuff. You tend to forget about yourself. I'm not condoning that kind of behavior at all. It's really, really, really important to take care of yourself. I have just kind of like let myself go. My skin is really getting like bad. I'm starting to notice the signs of aging, which I'm really terrified about. I'm not even that old. I'm only 34. I will be 35 next year. I just turned 34. And I'm not embarrassed of my age or anything like that. My age is just a number, and it's all about how I feel. The problem is that I actually feel old. And that's because I'm not taking care of myself the way that I should. And so being that the new year is rolling around, and although I do not believe in New Year's resolutions, I am going to make a few starting today. So today I believe is December 28th. So I'm a little early here, but my number one New Year's resolution is going to be to focus on myself a little bit more than I actually do. So I plan to at least attend to myself, you know, take care of my face, take care of my skin, which is something that I really do not do. I tend to usually just focus on my face, and that's because people see my face, right? Like I'm usually like moisturizing, and I at least wash my makeup off my face before I go to bed. So hopefully I'm going to be able to take care of my face a little bit better. And I guess the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to do at least like mini facials every Friday on myself. And now these obviously are not going to be like expensive things, because of course my husband is a medical resident. They really don't make that much money. And so it's going to have to be things that I can do within the house, maybe use things that I already own, or things that are in my pantry, or maybe purchase some like really cheap masks at stores like Target or Walmart or Amazon or anything like that. But just basically focus on taking care of myself. And then of course going to the gym, like I think that's really important. Exercise is very, very, very important to make you feel healthy and just, you know, just young. I mean, if you're healthy and if you feel healthy, then you feel like you're young. And so I'm gonna try to go to the gym at least 3 times a week. I'm not gonna splurge for anything more. I mean, if I go to the gym twice, I'm probably gonna be happy with it. But that's not what today's video is about. Today's video, I'm actually gonna be doing a quick mini facial on myself, and I think I'm gonna take you along with me. So as I said, like my skin is really starting to look very poor. It's starting to feel like really texturized. I'm gonna use this. This is the Health and Beauty Aztec Secret Indian Healing Clay. This mask is something that I've been using for a really long time, and you mix it with some apple cider vinegar in like a porcelain bowl with a plastic spoon, and spread it all over your face and let it sit until it dries. And then once that's done, I'm gonna get a pore strip, and I'm gonna put a pore strip on my nose, obviously after I wash off the mask. And what I find is that when you put the pore strip on your skin after you do a mask, it actually sticks really, really well, and it pulls out so much junk. And then after I'm done with that, I actually went to Walmart today. Not particularly for this mask, but I went to Walmart to go grocery shopping. I ran out of onions and eggs, and when I was there, I was kind of feeling like gunky. Like I said, my face has been feeling really crappy lately, and so I was like, let me see what kind of masks they have there. And so my sister-in-law has really gotten me into like paper masks and stuff, and so I went over there and I saw this is a collagen hydrogel gold mask for all skin types, and you basically just put it on your face and let it sit and hydrate, I guess. I don't know, hopefully it works. And so I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna do all of these things with you on video, and maybe I'll like chat your ear off about some nonsense. And if you like the video, I mean, you can totally give me a thumbs up and share my video. I plan to shoot a lot of these videos, hopefully, if it goes successfully. I'm not really sure how it's gonna work, but yeah, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and wash off my makeup and put on the clay mask, and then I'll pop back on the camera because I don't want to get it on my white sheets. And then I will hang out with you after that, so I'll be right back. Okay, so to make this mask, basically you just want to take this clay. I think maybe like 2 tablespoons should work just fine. Or maybe, sorry, 1.5 teaspoons. Or maybe a little bit more. I really don't know. I haven't done this in a really long time. As you can see, my jar is basically full. And then you want to just take some apple cider vinegar. Wait. Oh, so before I start, you see how the sediment of the apple cider vinegar sets down below? That's actually normal. It doesn't mean that your apple cider is bad. My apple cider vinegar is non-filtered, and so that's what it does. And usually, like, I like to use a non-filtered kind because it has all of the nutrients in there. And apple cider vinegar is actually really good as a toner. Once you take your makeup off, it also whitens your teeth. I've used it in like a detox, basically. You drink it in some water, like a tablespoon in water, and you should just, you know, be able to detox yourself. If your bowel movements become regular, your skin becomes clear. It's really good for your hair. I like to put it in my hair when I'm like getting dandruff and stuff, especially when the weather is all like cold and stuff. It really helps. You just put it in your hair for about 10 minutes and then wash it out with your shampoo. And I'm probably going to do that today after I'm done shooting this video, if I have a chance. Before my children wake up, I'll probably soak my hair in apple cider vinegar and then go take a shower, if time permits. Let's see. Apple cider vinegar is also really good for mopping wood floors. If you put like half a cup of apple, or sorry, not half a cup, that's too much. A 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar in like warm water, and then mop your floors with it. It's really good for the wood. And it also is really good in like picking up like greasy like sediment. Like my children have sweaty feet and they get grease all over the floor, and the apple cider vinegar really helps with that. Okay. So that's all mixed up. I'm going to go ahead and pause this camera and put it on my face, and I will come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so my mask is on. It's already starting to dry, and that's because I shot this video and then my camera ran out of space, and then I had to delete it because I didn't know how to continue, etc., etc. So anyways, so this is the mask on my face. As you can see, it's starting to dry and it's starting to stiffen, and according to the label, it gives you like this pulsating feeling, and I'm getting that pulsating feeling now. And then I'll just like wash it off with some soap and water, and then put the nose strip on my nose to get the rest of the gunk out of my my pores and stuff like that. I was talking about, before my camera like stopped working, I was talking about my decision to become a stay-at-home mom. And so basically what I said was, a lot of times when I talk to people and I tell them like how I decided to become a stay-at-home mom and things like that, I often would be looked at with pity or with like this dismay or kind of like this like feeling or this look of like, oh, like as if what I'm doing is not important. So for those of you who know me from before, or for those of you who don't know me rather, I actually used to be an ICU nurse. I used to work full time at this hospital in California. I would like to consider myself a semi-seasoned nurse. I'm not like super seasoned or anything like that. I only have 10 years of nursing under my belt, but I learned a lot in that time. And in that time, I got to precept a lot of new nurses. I, got to precept nursing students. I felt like I was in my element. But the thing is that when my husband was up for match, I made the decision, and I mean, it wasn't like a decision that the two of us made together. I kind of just told him that if we don't end up in the state of California like I would like, I was going to stay home with my children. And the reason being is because when I was in California where I would work and things like that, my mom and dad were home. They both are retired and they both took care of my children. And it was something that I really, really appreciated. There's something different about having a family member take care of your child versus daycare or babysitters or anything like that. Not to judge any mom or any dad that has their children being taken care of in daycare or in a babysitter's house or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with that, honestly. It's just every individual has their own preference. And for me, like I kind of have trust issues with strangers. That's just a personal thing. And so I decided that I would stay home with my kids. So that's reason number one. Number two, moving to California. I was moving to California. Moving to Ohio was a very, very big change for everybody in my family. It was a huge change for me myself, and being an adult, like I myself had issues transitioning into this new lifestyle, and I'm still having issues transitioning here. And my children honestly have had a really rough time moving to Columbus from California. The people that they knew their entire life, the people that they loved so much are in California. And when you're a child and you leave that behind, you basically don't understand what's happening. And my son was devastated, my older son. He's in love with my mom. And he literally was devastated. He would cry every single night for my mom and things like that. And it would literally break my heart. And it kind of solidified my decision to stay home, because when my husband is at work, he's like at work, like literally, like his focus has to be in his job. And the same thing for a nurse. When a nurse is at work, like her or his work or his focus is on work. For 12 hours, you have to be able to focus on your patients, because they are your priority. Although your family is your priority, but when you're in the hospital, your patients are your priority. And your job is so intense and it's so vital that like your focus is very important. You can't bring your junk to work. You have to leave it in the trunk, and you have to be able to focus. And nurses work 12-hour shifts, and my husband works like 70 hours a week, sometimes more. And I just felt that it was important for there to be an adult figure that was a family member, a loved one, home for my children. And so that was a decision that I personally made. Now, my husband has another theory, and he feels that perhaps I might be giving up my nursing skills. I don't necessarily think that's the end of the world. I honestly don't. I didn't have skills when I learned to be a nurse and I went to nursing school. I was skillless. I knew nothing about nursing or the field of nursing or anything like that. Yet I managed to go through the nursing program, get my RN license, go for my bachelor's degree, and evolve into this nurse that had like 10 years of experience and did her job well. And so I don't necessarily think that it's the biggest deal. Yeah, maybe I'll lose my bedside nursing experience. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that. I can use my education to something else. Like maybe I can go back and get my master's and teach nursing, or maybe I can become a case manager or something like that. Like bedside nursing is not where it's at always. And so I just wanted to put that out there because I feel like a lot of people look at me and they look at me with like this face of pity, like as if I've given up my career for my family. And I mean, is that necessarily a bad thing? I don't really think so. I understand this whole mindset about women being in the workforce and the women, you know, doing this and doing that and being like amazing at what they do. And I commend those women. I honestly do. And I mean, staying home doesn't necessarily mean that I'm giving up all of those things, you know. I'm trying different avenues on where to like, you know, evolve myself. I've joined YouTube now because I want to like, you know, be productive, you know, in a way that I'm providing myself like value, you know. Yeah, I don't go to work, but I am in charge of nurturing the lives of little ones, and I just think that that's like really, really important as well. And so when you hear somebody say that they're a stay-at-home mom or something like that, don't look at them with the look of pity, or look at them like as if their husband is telling them to stay home or that they lack an education. Like, I am very educated, and I actually know a few other moms that are like highly, highly educated, even more educated than I am, and they stay home with their children. So it's not a lack of education that's keeping me home, or even like lack of self-esteem or anything like that. It's just that this is something that I felt was important to do for my family at this point in time. That being said, while we're on the topic of staying at home, I just I kind of want to apologize to every stay-at-home mom out there. If I ever like made it seem as if your job or you staying home was not a job. I don't know if I really did or if I outwardly said that or outwardly felt like that, but I kind of get this feeling from a lot of people, or this, you know, this idea that being a stay-at-home mom is like a vacation. Dude, it's totally the opposite of a vacation, honestly. Like, I was telling my mom the other day that when I used to go to work, although my job was like super taxing and very like it, you know, it involved like so much critical thinking and literally involved me, you know, basically putting my all into my patient. And it was tiring. It really was. Like, I was on my feet all the time, and I'm like responsible for the care of other people. Sorry, I was just looking outside my window because I got this green mask and my windows are open and I think people can see inside my house. And so I just didn't want people to look at me weird. But anyways, back to my story. So I felt like that job was so difficult and so taxing, and I would come home and I would just be like run down, right? And although I don't feel like that when I'm staying home with my children, I don't necessarily feel the same feeling of being run down, but I am exhausted. I'm tired. You know, not that I hate my job. I love it. I love staying home with my kids. I think it's great. But when you stay home with your children, it's like you don't get a break, right? There is no break. You're constantly working from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. And if I would just explain to you like what I do within a day, my son wakes up in the morning, or actually I wake up earlier than my children. I usually go downstairs, make my cup of coffee. I pray the morning dawn prayer, which is called Fajr, like for Muslims. I'll pray that. I'll read a little bit of my Quran. Usually I try to like read a page a day. I just feel like if I'm gonna sit there and scroll through Instagram for hours upon hours daily, that I can read at least one page of the Word of God. And so I try to do that. And then I'll drink my coffee because it's finished brewing. And then once I'm done with that, I usually will wake my children up, get them ready, and it's always like a big chore when you get your kids ready in the morning, right? It's like you wake them up, you're like rushing them to brush their teeth, rushing them to change their clothes, rushing them to eat their breakfast, then you drop them off at school, and you come home, and you're like, I'm gonna relax, but wait, I gotta put the laundry in the dryer. So you put the laundry in the dryer, then your other one wants like a snack, and then after that, it's like they want lunch, and you have to take them, you know, play with them and engage with them, and then by the time that's done, it's nap time, and then when it's nap time, it's like you want to sit down and like relax, but you can't because you have to like quickly eat and then prep for dinner and then pick up your older one from school and then come home, and it's just like never ending. And so yes, there is no breaks. Like my son puts his fingers under the door when I'm peeing. When I was working, I never had that problem. I had my 30-minute lunch break. I had 15-minute breaks to do whatever I wanted to do that were uninterrupted. So yeah, staying at home is a lot harder than having a job. That's not to say that going to work is difficult, because it is hard to leave your babies in the care of other people, even if it's your own parents. It's just hard. So yeah, so I'm gonna stop ranting now. Most of this is probably going to be like fast forwarded because there's like a lot of like I'm gonna wash my face because this is getting hard now. I'm gonna wash it off, and then I will try the other mask on my face. So I washed off my mask and I put this, it's not BRA, it's like Up and Up brand nose strip from Target. And now we're just gonna wait till it gets hard and I'll pull it off, and maybe I can show you like how much crap comes out of my pores. I know a lot of people say that you're not supposed to use these because it really like opens up holes in your pores or whatnot, but I haven't actually found any kind of solution to my clogged pores on my nose, and I don't wear foundation. I literally just wear a moisturizer, and I use like my Bare Minerals powder foundation, which is just like powder. For some reason I always get clogged pores on my nose. I'm not sure why. No matter like how much I like exfoliate or what have you, it always happens. And so if you have tips for me, let me know. You can leave me a comment down below and I might try it out for you. That's why I'm not staying at home, and how when you're a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad, you really don't get any breaks. It's not like when you're working for a company where they have like policies that say you get a 30-minute, you know, non-interrupted break or something like that. I mean, I wish my children would understand that mommy needs like, you know, 15 minutes of uninterrupted time, but you know, it is what it is. And like my mom always tells me, they're little now, they're gonna get older, and when you're my age, you're gonna miss your children, and so just let it be. So yeah, so that's the reason I decided to stay home, was, you know, just to be there, to be present. I don't feel like it's a sacrifice. It's not a sacrifice at all. I am a mother, and this is like what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to make my children feel secure and comforted and cared for, and that's my job, and that's my #1 job before any other job or any other career that will come my way. And I mean, before I know it, like hopefully the 4 years of residency are gonna fly by really fast. And then if I decide to go back to work, like I can do that, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a nursing related job. Like there's so many jobs out there, and maybe this YouTube thing might work for me. I don't know. I hope it does. But if it doesn't, that's okay. Like you just have to like try different things, and that's like what this new year is going to be like for me, is I'm going to try different things. So yeah. Okay, sadly that did not work out the way that I wanted to. I pulled off the strip and I still have like whiteheads and stuff on my nose. And so that, it didn't work, but that's okay. Mainly because I have no patience. So this is that mask that I bought at Walmart, the Collagen Hydrogel Gold Mask for all skin types. It's skin tightening, elasticity, and intensive, apparently. A hydrating gold mask loaded with collagen and gold will help hydrate and revitalize dull, fatigued skin while detoxifying the impurities in the skin to give an overall glow and life to the skin. I don't know how many times you're going to say the skin, but you know, it is what it is. Basically, wash your face. I did that already. Gently unfold the mask and place on your face. Adjust your eyes, nose, mouth opening. Okay. Relax for 20 minutes. Yeah, I'm not going to talk to you guys for 20 minutes. Sorry, I love you, but that's not going to happen. Remove the mask from your face. Discard. No need to rinse. Massage the remaining product onto your face. Okay, let's do this. Let's open it up. Let's pull it out. Ooh. I hope I don't make a mess of my bed. My husband will kill me. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna just do this. Okay. Shoot. Okay. So So there's two pieces. One's for the eyes and the other one is for the rest of your face, I guess. The eye hole didn't come out. Okay, so here's my take on that gold mask. So I think I understand why they put the two, the top part of the mask and the bottom part of the mask is probably so that it fits like everybody's face. For me, it just wasn't cutting it because I was trying to like use my jade roller to like, massage the product in, and it kept separating on itself. It kept like flipping over on itself, and I have to keep like adjusting it. And it says relax for 20 minutes. Dude, that's not relaxing at all. And so I personally probably never try that gold mask again. I would try it if I could find one that was just one solid piece and put it over my face. Obviously, I'm not going to spend like $600 on those really like 24 karat gold face masks. I don't think gold is really technically beneficial. I just like the way the mask looked on my face. The fact that it just kept rolling in on itself and falling off my face, and I had to readjust it multiple times, basically made it a no-go for me. But if I could suggest one product to you from today's like face spa, facial, whatever, if I could suggest one product to you, it definitely would be that Aztec clay mask. That thing works wonders. You could mix it with water if you don't have apple cider vinegar, or if you are somebody that doesn't like the smell of apple cider vinegar. But honestly, the best results come from when you put the apple cider vinegar in it. And so, yeah, I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today. If you like this particular video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I just thought I'd try something a little different, a little less like lecture style. And I just wanted to like sit and chit chat and hang out with you guys. So if you like this format of video better than the ones that I have been posting previously, let me know, and I will see you in the next video.